Asidi Dan Dada.
Watu wangu kupitia 99.2 Radio R live from Germany.
Yeah, this is Linux Sandem Jada.
Naitwa Matan, msanii wa nyimbo za kizazi kipya nchini Tanzania.
Hello, mambo vipi? What's up? Naitwa Lino Sanga all the way from 255 Tanzania.
Yeah, ni Zedanto hapa ndani ya Radio R.
Yo, tunaitwa Afromusic. Yo, bwana inakuaje watu wangu, Risho Boy is a business live and direct kutoka Mbeya City. Unasikiliza Radio R au sio 99.2 au vipi bwana?
99.2 FM live from Stuttgart City, Germany.
Station with the best music.
I love music.
Oh yes, I got you, baby. I'm telling you, number one African station. For Afronews, Afrobeats, and the world hit. Here's updates happening around African countries and interviews and experiences of Africans and their friends living in Europe and all over the world. Most of you are asking, why can't we say this in Germany? I'm telling you, Europa's Nummer 1 Radio. If you're Afromusic, Afropop and worldwide hits. There's actually ereignisses in African London. Interviews and Erfahrungen von African and ihren Freunden, die in Europa auf der ganzen Welt leben.
This is your number 1 radio station.
For your daily shows and African hits, Canada, DJ Drazi and Divina Richards on Radio Ara 99.2 FM live from Stuttgart City, Germany.
Hello everyone, this is Radio R 99.2 FM and right here is Queen Victoria with African Guide for Kids show. I'm your host today, and before I go ahead, I would like to talk about our Radio R 99.2 Europe number 1's African station for Afronews, Afrobeats and the world's hits. Updates happening in African countries, interview and experiences of African and their friends living in Europe and all over the world. Again, welcome to the African Guides for Kids show hosted by me, Queen Victoria, whereby we talk more about Africans and everything about African. Everything, let it be changes, let it be the things that we remain to have, the cultures, the traditions, and the things we like to share out there, the things we like to be understood. Remember to join us live on www.cradior.com. Click on listen and get us one by one, or join us live on Facebook at Radio R, YouTube, Radio RFM, home of African music, and Instagram, Radio R 99.2 FM. Now, back to changes. You know, it reminds me of one of a very, very intelligent, or let's call him a wise man, who talked and said change is inevitable and growth is an option. It just got me so, you know, I was thinking whenever I checked when I was in Africa for holiday, and I saw really change is very, very inevitable. You cannot avoid it, despite what, it doesn't matter how, it's just like growing. And growing, I mean, for me, how I understood it, this, when he says growth is an option, doesn't mean of the growth of the body, especially now for the children who are growing to be adults, and, you know, it means growth psychologically, growth intellectually, you know, with education and all that. And I found it so important and so beautiful how he put it, that growth is an option. So it's up to you to be intellectual. It's up to you to go to school. It's also an option for you. So it's you to choose what to do with your with your growth, but change is unavoidable. You might not decide to change. Yeah, you might not decide to grow, but the changes within you and around you will take place. Why am I going to this? It's because of the changes that I'm going to continue from where we stopped last time when we talked about the changes of how our African parents before, they could not allow their children to go ahead and talk their mother tongue or talk about their cultures, or to point out, to bring out what makes them great and unique. So, and we were talking about the changes on how now of late, how the parents are really looking for putting their children in a position where they have to talk in their mother tongue, where they have to talk in their languages. I come from Kenya, and we have 45 tribes. We have 45 different tribes, and with those 45 different tribes, that means we still have our one language which brings us together, which is Swahili and English. Well, English is from the British because we are colonized by them, but you have Swahili. And I remember there was a time where parents did not allow their children to speak Swahili. They just wanted them to speak English. But today I see it how the parents out there are putting their children to talk Swahili, to talk Kikuyu. I am a Kikuyan. To talk Kikuyu, to talk other languages, and I find it so beautiful because this is what we are. You have to know who you are, where you come from, to know where you're going. You can't avoid the fact of who you are, first of all, because the moment you avoid who you are, you're not going to know where you're going. Yeah, and because you'll not know on the way, you'll not know what is good for you and what is right for you. The other thing, which I'm going to talk among some things, is about the dressing. I think we also touched on that last time. I don't know. Yeah, we talked on how of late we are really dressing with the African attires. How we are really proud of the African attires that we have. It's modernized, but still it's the African attire, and the way they modernize in a very African way, and it just brings me a lot of joy to see how proud we are. Now, it reminds me of the different shows that we ever had in the last 10 years, or let me say 15 years, where a lot of African attires were not that much appreciated. Like, they could not put a fashion show of African attires or a fashion show of African queens, African kings walking down, and I love it, the changes that I see that today how we have embraced it, how we are embracing us Africans, having different clothes, having different garments with different patterns. It's just beautiful. And on top, we are giving the shows on that, That's how beautiful. I just love it. And how now the African queens, now let me go to the African queens of how our body structures are unique and beautiful, and how many people have tried to really copy us, but God bless them anyhow. I just find it how we have come to embrace ourselves, to know that it's not a mistake. It's not a mistake to have all the structures that you have right now. It reminds me of a play that we had with my church, Kingdom Revelation International Ministry. We had a play in 2019 before Corona hit the world. We had a play that talked about that was about from slave to praise, and there was that section. Really, I just loved it. How Africans, but during the slavery time, how they were classified. They were those who were classified being the darkest, dark, so that to a moment they always had to be told to smile so that for them to be seen. So they always were put behind at the back, because they said black was ugly. And then there are those who had big breasts, and the white people at that moment, I'm not talking about today, at that moment they were like, they made them breastfeed their children, the children of their masters who were white, and still they were put aside. They were not appreciated. So they made them to hate themselves for having big breasts. And then there were these people who had big behinds, and they also put back, and they were abused by being told, you have a big butt, so the only thing you can do is carry luggages all around. Can you imagine? They were told to carry luggages all around so that they can be useful, And then there were those who are fair skin, and they were misused, abused, and it was sad at that moment, and I would understand when one gets stigmatized because of their body structures. You hate, and unfortunately it went from one generation to another. But right now, I see the changes in it, that women out there are so proud of themselves, and they're working with a lot of grace. Hey, whoop whoop to all the African ladies who have really accepted and just embraced it in a very beautiful way. You can see how they are walking on the street. You can feel the power in them and how they do it. Anyway, that is the changes of how embracement we are. We've embraced the changes that we have embraced. The other thing is about the music. But before I go for a very, very short break, I'll talk about something that will help you change your life, and it's the phonics capital. For those who are willing to bring their children at school, those who want to bring their school, or they want to do businesses, and they don't know what to do about it. It's about the changes, and this is the changes that we are talking about. We are talking about the Phoenix Capital. Phoenix Capital, they are in Nairobi, situated in Koinange Street in Nairobi, Kenya, which is in the east part of Africa. The only thing you need is a logbook. To just give them a logbook of your car, and then you're going to get the loan. And the loans are really processed within 2 hours. So within 2 hours, you're going to get what you really need, So if you have a child there, you want to bring them to school, or you want to start a business, you want to do something with yourself, you want to do some whatever, just go to just go to Phonics Capital in Nairobi. They are in Koinange Street. For more information, just go on our Facebook page or YouTube page or Instagram page, where you can get more information, the numbers, and how to contact them, and you're going to see the changes you need. So I'll be right back after a short break to continue with the topic on the African culture.
High sometimes, we gon' start this thing go right. Say what? Got the guns out in the house tonight. We gon' start this thing go right. Say what? We got the ATL in the house tonight.
You're listening to only the best internet radio station in the world.
Are you living in diaspora? Oh yes, 99.2 FM Radio R.
This is your number one radio station.
Stuttgart, Mannheim, Louis, Wisconsin, Tübingen, Heilbronn, all the way to Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, East Africa combined. Canada Richards and Divino Richard, tunawaletea muziki ya kinyumbani.
Short and sweet, DJ play the song. Tena na tena na tena na tena.
Radio R, tukutane online.
live stream, interviews, and non-stop African hits. We welcome you to our website www.zradioara.com. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. Rim our YouTube channel at Radio Ara FM or follow us on Instagram at Radio Ara 99.2 FM and Radio Ara on Facebook. The listeners agree. The message is clear.
Here we go.
The best radio station to listen to this year.
It's the best. It's the best. It's the best music.
Best tunes. Because they got the best music.
Live from Stuttgart City, Germany. 99.2 Radio RFM. Your home of African music.
We play only your choice.
Sometimes you know we gon' start this thing go right. Say boy got the guns out in the house tonight. We gon' start this thing go right. Say we got the ATL in the house tonight.
You're listening to only the best internet radio station in the world.
Are you living in diaspora? Oh yes, 99.2 FM Radio R.
This is your number one radio station.
Stuttgart, Mannheim, Ludwigsburg, Kassel, Tübingen, Heilbronn, all the way to Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, East Africa combined. Canada Richards and Divino Richard tunawaletea muziki ya kinyumbani.
Short and sweet, DJ play the song. Tena na tena na tena na tena.
Radio R, tukutane online.
We already started 2021 with a great sound. It's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, non-stop African hits, broadcasting live from Stuttgart City to the world. 99.2 Radio RFM, a place where music lives.
Welcome back to the Radio R 99.2 FM. We are done with our break. This is Europe's number one African station for African beats, African news, African beats. The world's number one hits, anything you want to advertise, everyday updates, the happenings in Africa, countries, interviews and experiences. You're going to get them on here at Radio R 99.2 FM. Well, you cannot join us online on www.cradior.com and listen live, or join us on Facebook, which you get us with the Radio R. YouTube, get us with Radio R FM, Instagram, Radio R 99.2 FM right here. So, and right here is Queen Victoria. This is a program hosted by her. It's called African Guide for Kids Show. And today we are talking about the changes that we really see. And before we were talking about, the things that were already done before, and the changes that I have seen with so many African men, African queens out there. And I'm going to go on with the next point, which is about music. Music. You know how we love music. Africans, we cannot do anything without music. Even when you're angry, you still have to point your things out with the music. How we do that, trust me, I have no idea. Thank God to our forefathers, because really music sometimes is a medicine to our hearts, is a medicine to our souls, and if you're not born into it, you might not understand it. Right now, you might not understand, but as African, we cannot do anything without it. And it's just how the music really brings the people together. I'll go back also to where I was talking about the play that we had from slave to praise, whereby the Africans, they were brought from different from different countries, so they could not communicate, you know. And the only thing that brought them together was the music. Can you imagine? It was the music that brought them together. Every time they would go in the field, you know, that is something also that I also learned in my history when I was in high school, that every time they would go in the field, if the white man would go and have a break somewhere, they would just start like drumming, maybe the things that have the metals that have been given to work with on the farms, or they would start breaking trees to get those you know, those things to make those noise, to make the percussions, let me call them, you know. And the music just came out there, and that was the communication they had, you know, before they had to learn a common language for all of them to understand. Remember, during slavery, they were all brought from different countries, you know, having different languages and tribes and beliefs and cultures, because really, when you go to Africa, we have like millions of cultures. It's a continent by itself, it's a kingdom by itself, it's an empire by itself, you know. And it has richness of tribes. So you can imagine they were all collected from east, west, south, north of Africa, and also central part of Africa. And they could just they were put in one place so they could not talk. And the worst thing, they were shaved hairs. Anyway, that's a topic by its own. So, and the only thing they could do was to sing music for them to get to feel the life in them. And within, because when the white man would come to the farm and get them singing, of course they would get beaten, they would be put down, some would be killed, some would be tortured, maybe leaving them handicapped, or, you know, you call it. And after that, of course, the trauma that comes with it, you get to hate the thing that made you, maybe your close friend get killed, or your bedmate or your roommate get killed, you know. So the African music was really put down, like, and to a point where people were not proud to be African or having African music. But today, the liberty that, you know, I can never tell where it came from, but you see how the African beats, the African music are all over the world. We all know this music called Jerusalema. It's from South African. I don't know what's the name of the artist. It's Master KG, right? Master KG. How that music during the world's pandemic, how it brought the people together. Yo, like the whole world, I'm talking about the whole world, all the continents, maybe Asia, Africa, America, Europe, we had one dancing style. One. From where? From Africa, yo. So this is the changes that I'm talking about. Changes that, you know, we might not get it, but it's something that it's beautiful, and the way it brought us together, and the way we would dance on that with till today. The other day I went to my son's graduation party, and the same music, the children, I'm talking about the children for all the races, they were mixed race, they were dancing to that music, an African music. It shows how far we are with the changes. We have just embraced ourselves, just love who we are. Now we know who we are, where we come from, and where we are heading to. And we're heading to something big, very big, and very, very beautiful, you know. And I just love also how, you know, when you watch some movies, you'll be like, before you could not even hear African music or African beats being played anywhere on the movies or anywhere, you know. Now today, when you open any kind of music, I don't know, maybe I'm the one who maybe fall for those kind of movies. I'm not going to mention them because, so where you find they play African beats, it doesn't matter for 3 or 5 seconds. For me, that matters, because I remember there was a time it was a no, go, zone, like no go zone, So and I just find it so well and so good. It makes me like, my chest pop up like, yo, that's our music. Yeah, and also how the music itself. The other day I happened to listen to a station in the United States of America. I think it's in California. I can't remember one of the radio stations. Anyway, it's called Miss or Kiss, something of the sort. And they were playing they were playing a Tanzanian music, one from one of the famous artists, African artist, Diamond, we all know him. And also a song by Wizkid. Yes, there's an artist called Wizkid from Nigeria that is in West Africa. And they were playing it. I was like, even I was at work, I was asking my colleagues, did you hear that? They're playing this, they're playing African music. Not only in America. Now let me come to here in Germany, where I am. German, first of all, they talk German. So with English, it's something. And the fact that they were playing also Wizkid's music and Diamond and also the Master Kid Jerusalem, the famous Jerusalema, I heard it was like, I also actually had to take a video of myself listening. I wanted to keep that video for myself. I'm listening African music in Europe, in Germany. We all know the story of Germany. So, and anyway, it's beautiful. I don't know if anyone else can share my happiness, can feel what I feel, but it's something that I just found it, the changes that we are in. And, also as much as there are people who really don't want to grow, but they see the changes that are when you come at work, you find different races. And also you find that people are playing different stuff and different games, African games, because for us Africans we also have to teach them the African games, and also we have to teach them African music and the moves and how people are ready to learn the African moves. It's just so overwhelming. It's overwhelming in a very, very beautiful way, and it's just, isn't it so awesome? And guess what? We also have changes that Africans are allowed to put their shops. And that's why we have Aggies among so many other African shops. We have Aggies Afro Bazaar and more in Nellingen. She's also available online if you would like to make any sort of Bestellung. What do you call Bestellung? Online orders. Yes, if you like to make any online. I'm sorry, I've been talking too much German for the last 36 hours. Anyway, if you want to make any sort of online orders, you can call her. You can get her number on our Facebook, on our Instagram, on our YouTube, her number, and they are situated in Nellingen. If you would like to get them, they are in Heidenberger Strasse. It's so for the people who are in Baden-Württemberg, you are sorted out with by Aggies 11, Afro Bazaar, and more in Nellingen. So if you want to go and get those beautiful, wonderful garments, you can get them at Aggies 11, Afro Bazaar, and more. If you want to get those beautiful spices, African, we've got our own spices, yeah. If you want to go and get spices, hey, and one thing, it's not only Africans, it's not only Africans. Everyone, we embrace everyone. We love everyone. We all know Africans love to love. We have too much love to offer. So everyone else is really invited to go to August 11 to go and get their spices, their garments, anything that your hairs, go get your hairs fixed up, at the August 11 Afro Bazaar. And for that, we're just going to go for another short break, and then we'll be back with more about the changes in African. And this is Queen Victoria with African culture.
Mambo vipi, naitwa Mimi Mars aka the Sugar Queen kutoka East Africa, Tanzania, kupitia 99.2 FM Radio R. Enjoy.
Naitwa Stopper the Rhyme Maker, the bad rapper, the RCD Dan Dada.
Watu wangu kupitia 99.2 Radio R live from Germany.
Yeah, this is Linux Sandem, Jada.
Naitwa Matan, msanii wa nyimbo za kizazi kipya nchini Tanzania.
Hello, mambo vipi, what's up? Naitwa Linosanga all the way from 255 Tanzania.
Yeah, ni Zedanto hapa ndani ya Radio R.
Yo, tunaitwa Africa Music. Yo, bwana inakuwaje watu wangu, Risho Boy is a business live and direct kutoka Mbeya City. Unasikiliza Radio R au sio 99.2 au vipi bwana?
99.2 FM. 99.2 FM. Live from Stuttgart City, Germany.
This is the blackest man in Black Africa, Uncle Fred Obachi Machoka. Listen to 99.2 FM Radio R. Wawa.
99.2 FM. This is Radio R. Home of African music.
Ya, unaitwa Bile Baba, mtaalamu fundi manyumba, Baba Levo, also bwana.
Naitwa Akil the Brain mzee wa Bongo Bangra Regina.
Prince Dully Sykes kutoka Tanzania.
Naitwa Dabo, Mtanzania original vampire general, na represent reggae dancer, ragamuffin pamoja na Afromusic kutoka Dar es Salaam, Tanzania.
Yo, mambo vipi, Mada is hapa.
Yo, so what up everybody, my name is Otuk William all the way from Makini Records, Tanzania, East Africa.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Eli the boy Kipimo, au sio?
Your boy Rasco Nembo Makanka la Kiboko proper vampire nisiye nyonya damu za watu.
Rosary unaisikiliza kupitia 99.2 Radio R inayopatikana Germany.
Your number one best radio station, 99.2 Radio R. For your daily shows and African hits, Canada, DJ Drazi and Divina Richards on Radio Ara 99.2 FM. 99.2 FM. Live from Stuttgart City, Germany.
Welcome back. This is Queen Victoria with the African Guide for Kids show, and we are here at Radio R 99.2. Ooh, I'm kind of excited. Radio R 99.2 FM here in Germany, home of African music. I'm going to repeat again for those who did not get it. You can get us on Facebook at Radio R, YouTube at Radio R FM, home of African music, and Instagram Radio R 99.2. And today we are talking about changes. We've had a lot of changes. You can also tell by yourself how you see different things on the things that have happened and the changes that you have seen. Some you might not tell them. Some you cannot tell which changes. But I'm going to try and help you to. I'm here to help to see one by one. Before I talked about the languages on how our parents right now, they are very okay with teaching our children the vernacular. That's what we call them, vernacular. And also the national languages. Like for me, who comes from Kenya, they talk Swahili. And also how the parents of today, they really are really situated on teaching their children their tribe. And also the dressing, the music, and how, know how music has now, it's not only in Africa. We are not only like that small Africa part where we just share things by ourselves. Right now, we are all over the world playing our music. And I made a very good example with the music from Master KG. Yes, with his music, Jerusalem, how it went the whole world and just joined us during the pandemic, and how it brought people together, really. It was a music that really brought people together the whole entire world. Anyway, thanks to being African. I'm proud of being one. And the other thing is, I also saw when I was in Africa, it's the education system. Well, I come from Kenya, right? We had our own educational system back then. And right now, I see how people are out there, not only fixed on, oh, my child, you have to be an engineer, you have to be a doctor, you have to be a pilot, you have to be a nurse or something. Right now, I see the education system has made sure that children are exposed. We have, like, right now, the CBC system. That is a new system in Kenya. That means it's just different how the children are exposed. Not only are you taught on how to write your name, how to write your birth date or some, those kind of things, and how to fix yourself on being on a career, or to fix yourself on one career or the career path. But it's also helping you to be more exposed. You're also trained to understand, what do you love? What do you like to do? Do you like playing with mud? Do you like playing with stones? Do you like playing with dolls? Do you like playing on a table where you pretend to be a manager somewhere, or a CEO? Or do you like to build? Do you like to, it's just beautiful. I just can't explain how it is, because I remember in my time, my mother will always be fixed on the grades, because that's how we were taught. The thing is, I'm going to go back again during the slavery, is that we were told, we all know that famous name, which I'm not going to mention because it chokes me, which meant we are stupid and dumb. So it made our ancestors feel bad about that, and they felt like they were not worth. Really, a lot of things were done to them that they felt worthless. And because we will still continue with this topic about changes, is that they felt less, and they were also made less, really. Even if there are those people who really tried, at the end of the day, they ended up being killed, or, and I just imagine somebody coming to tell me the same bad thing every day, telling me you're this, you're that, and that. So it made them feel a little bit down for themselves. So when somebody tries to tell you something that you are not, of course you'll end up trying to fight against it, trying to prove them wrong. So, and that happened when we go back to Africa, is that as Africans, we really try to prove the people that came to steal from us always wrong, to tell them, no, we are smart, and that, unfortunately, by proving them wrong, we forgot who we are. So we ended up doing what they do. If it's cool, okay, and you have to be a doctor. So we are always focused about doctor. It doesn't matter if you have to step on somebody's toes or something, you have to be a doctor. It doesn't matter if you have to put your feelings aside, you have to be a doctor. It doesn't matter if you have to take the passion that you have inside there, you have to be a doctor to prove the world wrong, which is very wrong, really, because that's a psychological trauma, really. If we have to go deep on that, which I'm not going to go deep on it, it's a psychological torture, because at the end of it, you're not going to do it with a lot of passion, because that's not you. that's not you. Okay, thank God I am who I am, what I always wanted to be. But I know of a couple of people who really did what they did not want to do because that's what their parents wanted, just because it's something that was inherited by from our forefathers, that we wanted to prove the people who damaged us wrong. And that made us sort of lose ourselves. And that's why maybe you see most of the people here and there, they're damaged in a very special way. But if only we could go and just look at ourselves, like what I'm really happy about is that some of us are really working hard to look to us in ourselves, and that's why you see like the education systems has really changed in a way that the children now are allowed to go out there and say, no, I don't like playing with dolls, I like playing with computer. So you're given the computer there and you're now told, okay, tell me what you want to do. And the other child will say, no, I love staying in the kitchen, I love cooking, I love baking, and how they also bring the children and help them to do what their hearts want to do. Like I say, in Kenya, we had an 844 system. We talked about system a couple of times. On last session, that they are different, the school system. So in Kenya, I mentioned that we had 844 system, and that is now changed to CBC system, which I will tell you shortly the meaning of CBC, how they are exposing the children to be themselves, to do what they like to do. Of course, something I also said before, change is inevitable, and growth is an option. Yes, the CBC curriculum is called competency-based curriculum in Kenya. Competency-based curriculum in Kenya. So it's it's something which is based, so you have to go to the basic. You have to understand what your child wants, what your child needs, and it's coming. There are a lot of changes because, of course, the parents are really, they're really fighting out to really understand their children, and also it's hard because when you're taught of just going to school with books. And then comes your child and tells you, no, we are not only reading with books, we have to go with dolls. I have to cook eggs today and show my teacher tomorrow that I can cook, It's something new. But I just love how the parents in Africa and Kenya, to be specific, how they have really embraced it and just saying, okay, it's something new, but we are going to grow with it. It's a change which we cannot change, but we grow with it, And also how they are exposing their children out there to just be whatever they want. To be whatever they want, to do whatever they want, because when it comes to education, it's very important to make a child to understand what is important. Really, it's not about how much grades you have. We've had a lot of people who went and had the highest grade, and then they ended up being used out there. Because they did not even understand. They were not meant to understand. They were not helped to understand what these grades are for. And that's why I find it also good how it is that they are no longer graded. The children are no longer given, oh, you have an A, oh, you have a B, or you have a C. No, are you good in what you're doing, or are you bad, or are you in below? And on that, I remember in my time we used to have the numbers. Now there was the best one who came number 1, then this number 2, and then there was the last one who was number 28 or 30 or 40 or whatever, according to the numbers that the students that were in the class. And it was devastating, of course, when you wake up in the when you wake up in a very bad day and you have to do an exam and then you lose, and then you get your grade, get number 2 or number 3 or number 10 or number 15, and the parents will beat you because you're in number 15 and not number 1, which is not even making sense, because even number 15 might be having the same grade as number 1. It's just maybe it's an A. Number 1 has an A and number 15 has an A minus. It's just a grade, But anyway, thank God to the Kenyan system, which has really done these changes where there are no numbers. The children are not, their smartness or their intelligence is not graded with the numbers. Instead, they are just told how good they are. And that is the changes that I'm talking about. We have to understand who we are, what we are doing, where we are going, and all that. And we have to go on with the changes. With this and more, we'll continue next time to talk more about the changes. And before I go, I have to say something about one of the things that I saw a great changes. It's the holidays that are done back in Africa. Go to any country you want to go in Africa. I mean, the places the holidays in, I've been a couple, maybe 2 or 3 countries in Africa, but it's not what really they put out there, with the poor, the poverty and all that. There are beautiful places to go on holiday. And one of the places to go on holiday is in Kenya, in Jav and Holiday Home in Mombasa, Mtwapa, for short or long term accommodation. If you really want, if you want a place where you can call home, get great services, get great people to come on you. Kenya, we love to serve. Yes, you can actually go and look. One of the characters of a Kenyan is to serve. So you can imagine getting served by somebody who is born serving. So they have the best services, and like I said, it's a home where you can make it by short or long term accommodation. You can get them through their number, which you can find it on our Facebook page, on the Radio RFM Facebook page, or YouTube or Instagram. For any accommodation, make sure you contact them. They have the best swimming pools. Yes. So anyway, hoping to see you next time, to hear next time. If you have any sort of changes that you can see or talk about, or we can talk about, you can always leave a comment. Thank you so much for the Facebook family, for the YouTube family, for everyone listening here, and I hope to see you next time and to hear. And this is Queen Victoria with African Guides for Kids, and I mean all kids international. This is Radio R 99.2 FM, home of African music. Till next time, God bless you.
The listeners agree. The message is clear.
Here we go.
The best radio station to listen to this year.
It's the best. It's the best. It's the best music.
Best tunes. Because they got the best music.
Live from Stuttgart City, Germany. 99.2 Radio RFM. Your home of African music.
We play only your choice.